138 days to the election. Steve Cortes with us now. He is with the America First. He's the spokesperson for that organization. Steve, I talked about Seattle, but you're saying, I believe you've got a piece out that says the same thing really applies to Chicago. Tell me more.
You know, unfortunately, it does. And first, to your comments on Seattle, because I think this is critical, Stuart. It's really amazing, and I mean amazing in the worst way, that we've now seen two major American cities, Minneapolis and Seattle, literally give up American police stations, give them up to rioters, anarchists, Marxists, and Antifa. We in the America First movement, we believe in jobs, not mobs. And what I mean by that is we want to create a future of prosperity for everyone, not lawlessness and mob rule. But to get to your point about my article, I talk about in Chicago, in my home city. I'm in Pittsburgh today, but I live in the city of Chicago. And as someone who loves Chicago and has raised a family there, I am trying to warn the entire country, you are headed the way of Chicago. What has happened in recent weeks in this country, and I mean by that an acceptance of violence, the aggression of far leftist Marxist elements who want to gain control of our society, that is the Chicago model, unfortunately. And the Chicago model results, and the statistics bear this out if you look at my home city, the Chicago model results, unfortunately, in deprivation and danger, because that is the reality. Chicago has become, in many ways, a third world city in the middle of the United States, and Americans don't want that. We don't want the future of Chicago. I believe we want the future of an America First agenda.
Okay, look, this is what everybody's talking about today, the new book from John Bolton. I'm sure you've read the excerpts from it. They're in every major news organization. Basically, Bolton is saying that every single decision that the president makes is based on his re-election, and that he would actually shift policy, like China trade policy, to get re-elected. Well, the president has responded, by the way, so I want everyone to watch this. Roll it, please.
He was a washed-up guy. I gave him a chance. He couldn't get Senate confirmed, so I gave him a non-Senate confirmed position. But he broke the law. Very simple. I mean, as much as it's going to be broken, it's highly classified information, and he did not have approval.
All right, Steve, is this going to stick around as a tough spot for the president for days or weeks, or does it disappear with the news cycle?
Stuart, I think this is a beltway story that a lot of Democrats and their allies in mainstream media get excited about, that has no resonance with the American people. And the main reason for that, by the way, is that John Bolton is a D.C. insider, really a swamp scoundrel. If he, first of all, if his ridiculous claims were actually true, then at that time he would have been honor-bound to resign and go public if he were actually a patriot. But he's not a patriot. Instead, he's a warmonger who's trying to make a new career out of attacking President Trump. And also, this is important, his words today cannot in any way be reconciled with his contemporaneous public statements at the time. So he was lying then, or he's lying now. Either way, this is someone who should not be taken seriously. This president, by the way, gets to decide, because the American people hired him for that job. He is the commander-in-chief who decides the direction of American foreign policy. Now, that has angered a whole lot of people within the foreign policy establishment of Washington, D.C., who believe in nation building and endless war. But that was never our agenda, and it is not this president's prerogative.
Steve Cortes, thank you, sir. Thanks for being with us again. We'll see you again real soon. Thank you.
Thank you.